That's a mean brew today. That is a mean brew. It's not normal coffee. It's coffee, and instead of cream, I'm trying to get something in there. I put all 9 aminos, and it's really, the other day I put cream in there with it, and it curdled. So, um, why did I buy all 9 aminos? Because it was on sale. Otherwise, I couldn't afford it. It was that the powdered stuff is too expensive for me. So it was on sale at a discount store. I bought it. It helps. It helps, but you don't want to do it. You don't want to do all 9 all the time. You know, it gets you out of yourself. It gets you pepped up, but you can't really. As you know, our lesson isn't going that swiftly, right? What is this lesson trying? Let's talk about the chart. Let's put the guitar down because the guitar was bad today. It is out of tune. When temperatures change and humidity changes and things like that, guitars just get out of tune. You got to play them a lot. So let's talk about this chart here. I made this morning. I like this chart. First of all, I like this chart. It's not gaudy. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we got. We have our basic key here. We have the pattern stack for the unwarped patterns. These are all unwarped. The only thing that's warped on this, uh, okay, it's about half and half. This is unwarped. This is it means it's normal guitar. And these are all normal guitar, although I left the warping tab off. I didn't cut this, I didn't crop this off. So it's almost suggestive that we've taken the top 2 strings, okay? Here's the 6 strings. We've taken the top 2 strings and we've warped them over like that. Notice I did that. I did it backwards so it would look right. We've warped them over. And they changed the tuning on the guitar. Some people said on the internet that it was so people could so fingering of different chords would be easier. They talked about it as being about a fingering thing. Nobody ever, you won't see it on the internet, that the reason why the top 2 strings are tuned different than the bottom 4 strings. The reason is, okay, let me get this straight here, is that, for instance, before they were tuning in perfect fourth tuning, which is down here, the C shape, which is, if you were talking about an E, an E on the bottom here, you've got the E would be, obviously the E in a C is a 3, a sharp 5, and a 7. Okay, so here's a 7, 3, and here's a sharp 5. Okay, that would be an E. All right, in the key of C. Okay, so wake up time. Thank you. Now I know how much time I have. It's a nice song if you play along to it, but it's got some minor chords in it. Excuse me. So, in the unwarped, and I took this as an old diagram and I revamped it. And the reason why I have this old diagram was because it was actually a really cool version, like a remake of a really cool older diagram that I have here. You see this right here? We don't want it to go off the screen. You see this right here in orange? See how they're boxed and they're really easy to see? Although when I made this thing, these boxes, I wish I could use my hands to point to this stuff, but I have to use the cursor. These boxes, this is the unwarped, Okay, unwarped cage shapes. These boxes were still difficult and they were challenging. Don't worry about that was a 7, or because a 7 could be an L. Okay, here's a good 7. Definitely a legal 7. It's got a long boom on top, and it's got a short stem, stack of 3. Stack of 3 is long going this way. Okay, stack of 2 is long going this way, so we call it long. And this is short. Okay, it's shorter. So stack of 3 rather, and growing fingers. So this chart I found very helpful the other day. It's pentatonic. All right, so we'll do guitar with the A starting on the 5. The A would be down here. We've got the top 2 members of a stack of 3 short. Here's a stack of 3 short. They just march up the keyboard. Ba ba ba. These are the same shape, by the way. I just squished this one to make it fit. But from the bottom here, okay, it comes out of nowhere, the stack of 3 short. They actually go in groups of 2 like this. It's so easy to talk about this because they're boxed off like that. This is like a 7L pattern, okay? It fits together right here. All right, which is nice. And then it's going to repeat. So this goes down and then disappears. In other words, this stack of 2 long goes down to the next one, because remember, we're talking about repeating these 2 here. Don't worry about this guy has a letter, this guy has a letter. They do. And they have symbols. So these 2 are here, and then the next time they repeat, they go down 1 fret. So this stack of 2 long sinks down here, okay, and then when it repeats again, boom, it's gone. So this is why I like this chart. And then coming in from Zongo is the stack of 2 long, the bottom part that skip, because we're going to repeat the whole pattern here. Now we have the whole thing there, repeat the whole pattern here from Zongo. We have, Zongo's an old term that my modern physics teacher taught us in the 80s, okay, early 80s, 81. Zongo is the speed of something relative to you. That's what he puts it as, Zongo. Okay, that's why there's relative speeds in modern physics. Nothing could go faster than the speed of light. So if I shine my flashlight at you and you shine your flashlight at me, okay, the relative velocity between 2 beams of light is not twice the speed of light. It's still like 0.99 c. It's just not going to go any faster. That's interesting. You can use that, for the speed of how things think, in your brain. If you've got neurons firing and tiny little bioelectrical currents, yeah, you got 2 of them competing ideas or competing inputs to one of these brain cells. They're gonna just not go twice the speed of light. Hopefully they're not going to, unless other things are happening we don't know about yet, and quantum computers and all that stuff. Anyway, so let's get back to our regular diagram. So this I found was difficult when I made it, and I look back at it now 2 years later. It is easy. Okay, now remember, anything with a R here, 2, 5, 6, 2, 3. All right, even if this is slightly off in this particular diagram, it's just because I squished this one to fit in.